Hello, thank you for listening to the Fillet podcast. This is episode 191. I'm Grant Fierro here with Mike Medina and a returning guest with some special trophies in the background.
Basically he's basically the third member, just at his leisure, at his own leisure.
I like that, at his leisure. Yeah, as you could tell, skates contest pretty well. This dude's got Street League trophies all over his couch. Just had to come on the show and flex on everyone.
Yo, can we talk about the one that you pointed out with the messed up L? Because now I can't not see it. Look at this thing. What the fuck were they thinking?
Yeah, Andrew, say something so we can see it.
Look, so this one is pretty crazy. The L's jacked up. I think it fell, but I tried to move it, and I don't want to break it. And then the other one is, I don't know if you guys can see it. This is how it came. Like, we didn't mess with this at all. There's, like, glue all around. Like,
what
shaky.
the fuck?
Like, it's all shaky, and I was like, hey, what's good with this trophy? Like, oh, yeah, like, we'll give you guys the manufacturer, and you can take it back to them. They'll fix it for you guys. And then they never gave us that shit. I was like, all right, sick. We got the loosest trophy, like, out the gates.
There's just, like, black epoxy glue just hanging out on the top of it.
So, it's all good. At least, like I said, at least the trucks aren't on backwards like that one night.
It'd be funny to have that one, though.
I would have kept it like that. Like,
yeah, it would be cool. It's the only one.
I would have kept that shit.
Yeah. Andrew, do you want to explain whose trophies these are?
I live with Utah and Deshaun, if you haven't ever heard me on this show. So this is all their shit.
Yeah.
But it's always good and funny. Like, when kids, like, will make new little friends at a skate park or something, they'll come over. First thing they want to do is, like, pose with, like, one of the trophies.
That's so sick. I probably would, too. Let's be real. I'm a fucking 30-year-old man, and I'd probably do it.
Because you know what? There's not that many of these fuckers. Like, only so many. I think it's 11 skaters, maybe less, have won a street league.
That's wild.
Because I just won most of them. So it's
yeah, that's true.
So 2 of them live in this house, which is fucking wild. And so, and only how many have won? I think Utah's the only other one besides Niger to have won 3. I don't think Paul or Shane won 3. Maybe Shane won 3. I think he has only won 2, the Super Crown and the Pro Open.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Wild.
But that's contest shit.
Sorry. Well, no, you're good. You're good. Speaking of contests, I mean, you mentioned we should chat about Tampa Pro a little bit. Mike and I discussed last week the amount of AMs that were in the contest, but the contest wasn't over when we did the show. So, as everybody knows by now, Carlos Ribeiro took the win
Effortlessly.
And he did not. That back over crook, he looked like he was asleep.
Half of the run, like more than half of his runs look like he was asleep, dude. It's insane. Like, the dude's switchback tail game is right up there with the best of them, right?
Yeah, he's amazing. And his overcrooks are so different. Like, I live with Deshaun, obviously, and the way he does them and the way Carlos does them are so different. They both
way different.
But Carlos is just so fucking on top of his. Like,
he's super on top of it.
Straight. I'm like, holy shit, just crazy. His is like insane control that he pops out so good, and Deshaun's is just, it locks in completely other side of the rail. So it's just different to watch both of them do it. But every time there's something long, I always know Deshaun can back over again. Definitely Carlos. So
yeah.
I watch Carlos's run, like, and he just do it so mellow, but every trick was like a fucking banger. And
right.
About a lot of the kids who are coming up, is as good as they are at the tricks they have, they don't have. There's no way in fuck they can do half the tricks Carlos is doing. Like, they can't. Half of them, and they're all homies. Like, don't get me wrong, but half of them I haven't even seen skate switch ever. And so, like, for Carlos's run to be as technical as it was, those dudes couldn't even touch that shit. But ending the tricks Carlos landed in the run is psycho.
Yep.
He did the nollie 180 fakie 5-0 on the ledge. Like,
I love that trick.
Like, that trick in a run is so crazy.
Yeah, that trick looks sick.
It looks great. Great.
I think that they chose a good winner. I think that was pretty apparent that he was the best one that day.
There was some people that weren't that psyched.
I think they're wrong.
There was people that wanted Jake Alardi, and then who got second? Daisuke?
Yeah. That one I've heard people get bummed about that just because it's like they don't want foreigners winning and blah blah. But it's like, dude, we've already had that happen.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't watch the final. I seen Carlos run, obviously, but I didn't see like Daisuke and Jake Alardi's top scoring run or whatever. So I don't know.
Jake got a ton of love because of the Florida connection. That's always like a thing. The local dude gets.
That's fine though. I think that's fair.
No, that's cool. But then, but he even didn't. I wouldn't say like, oh my god, hands down, one. Not even.
I agree.
Not even.
I agree.
But
I didn't. I watched the run and I didn't get that reaction. Like, oh, here's the winning run. Like, I didn't think that.
Yeah, and then Daisuke's run, as good as it was, you just pretty much saw the same shit at Tampa. And then if you know Daisuke's runs at all or watch any of his contests, it's literally the same exact bag, just on different obstacles. Like, and that's everybody. But Daisuke is just way more apparent with that stuff. Like, he doesn't change. Like, he doesn't add a trick he doesn't usually do because it's a different type of course. He doesn't.
Yeah, it's repetitive.
He adapts the course to his fucking tricks. He doesn't adapt the course.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's a really accurate statement, though. It seems like that's exactly what went on from like watching it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and Carlos's run was just fucking
insane.
Down a hubba. When do we ever see that?
Yeah,
insane, dude. He's so good.
Yeah,
Andrew. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say we saw like 5 different dudes running a bigger flip front board on a bump to rail, but who did we see one nollie heel tail from anybody else? Like, that's the type of shit that's gonna have to start winning these contests. I saw like,
completely agree.
What's the kid Lucas Rebello yesterday posted a bigger flip front board. I'm like, you really want to learn that trick? Like that's we have so many fools doing it. It looks like ridiculous now. It's just like was already a go-to circus trick for Deshaun just to have some like crowd pleaser shit, and now everyone does. It's like, bro, I want to throw that thing so far away from us. It's so bad unless it's on a giant rail, because those kids can't run it on anything big. They're so like bump to rail oriented, and it's like that's the disconnect from street skating that a lot of those kids don't have. Is like they run it on a perfect obstacle, but then it comes to something crazy huge, and then they break their faces. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to definitely get that.
I feel like that's like a Deshaun ass trick for sure, man.
The first one I ever seen do it when he was.
That's who I think of when I think of the trick.
When he was 12, he learned bigger flips on a hip, and I took him to like a 5-star. I was like, hey, you know that trick? I didn't even have a name for it. I was like, you know that trick you do on the hip? Do you think you could try it down the set? And he did it, and I was like, what the fuck did I just watch? That's when I was like, when things would happen that I knew Deshaun was going to be insane.
Yeah.
He did that shit. He did it down the 10 at that Peoria Park where Phoenix Am used to be at.
Mm-hmm.
And he did it at a Volcom Wild in the parks. And I shit you not, I wish there was iPhones back then. Because he does this shit, and there's probably almost 1,000 people there watching because it was like the finals for the whole country. Mm-hmm. And dude, the whole park just flooded Deshaun. Like, it was the most insane shit anyone had ever seen. No one was doing bigger flips like that. Like, not even Nick Tucker had done them down the set like that yet.
Yeah.
So, holy shit, this little kid just did the most insane shit ever.
I mean, as far as him and the bigger flip front board, I think just him doing it down in Hollywood, that was kind of like when he was really coming up to like everyone's knowledge. No, I know, but I'm just saying like that's when like people will probably think of that with him for a while because that's when he was coming up to everyone's like getting on the radar.
No, but yeah, my point with it being so long ago was like, dude, that motherfucker had that. I'm pretty sure he set that trick off.
Yeah, pretty much. I agree.
For sure. I would agree with that for sure. What was that next new wave? Is that what that part was?
No, that was just.
That was older than that.
That was just a Grizzly commercial. Like intro to the team, and that was it.
I didn't even realize he rode for Grizzly, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's another topic for another day.
Oh man, Andrew, do you have any thoughts or I don't know? It's just anything. Mike and I talked about it last week, but all the AMs in Tampa Pro.
That was Deshaun and Yuto's fault. First thing,
they broke the mold.
Like Matt Berger, I think had done it the year before, but they were like I think they either instant reacted, turned him pro, or like he was in the works for it because he was fucked up. We talk about it all the time. Matt Berger, I hope he stays healthy and can like really kick it off because holy shit, when that dude was in an AM contest, we never seen anyone like that fool. He would backlip up and down A-frame rails.
Yeah, like, he's awesome.
I remember the first time I heard of him was, which is random, it was at a contest, but it was they did that Pro Open when Nike had the 6th in Mill Park, and he was the only dude doing back 180 fakie 5-0s down the hubba.
Yeah, I mean,
That was like when I feel like people were like maybe doing that trick on ledges now, but no one was doing it down stuff. And he was doing it down the hubba like nothing.
and dude, let's be honest, who runs it really now? It's fucking not one that really gets ran.
Yeah,
But,
that's true. It's still a rare one.
the one run he did at Phoenix Land, I remember it vividly. He backlipped up and down that black A-frame that's always at that Phoenix Park, and then there was a shootout rail that like had a kicker to it so you could hit it. The motherfucker was backsmithing it from flat, like no one was touching it from flat. And he was backsmithing it in his run, and then like even I remember Tampa Am's like the best trick where it was across the long ass rail and down like back or front blunt big flips out. Like the dude is crazy. So
I'm glad that you brought up Matt Berger. We don't talk about him enough.
Because
he is psycho good.
We all know how good he is. Sugarcane, Hollywood, like Jesus Christ, dude.
Okay, this is random, but the reason this is in my head is he posted it the other day. I think it was like from a bang-in or something he filmed at the barracks. And the steep brick bank next to the 5 stairs. He puts the flat bar up here and does tray flip lip and like pops into it fakey into that bank off of the rail.
That's crazy.
It was crazy.
Yeah, I gotta check that out too.
I'll send it, or I'll put it on the Skateflay Instagram tonight.
Yeah, that sounds sick.
We
don't give Berger enough love, man. Berger's underrated.
He gets enough.
He's gonna come back and really kick shit off. He's too gnarly. Like, dude,
he's gnarly.
I don't know if you guys saw it. It was in the qualifiers. He did a front blunt backside flip on the big ass fucking rail at Huntington.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, I did. That's so.
He's Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
That rail is fucked up.
It's so long.
And for that trick, we're just like, holy shit! Like you can tell, like next year he's gonna fucking do.
Is he gonna skate for the Olympics? You know, Andrew?
Yeah, I think he's one of the ones they have in mind. Him,
damn,
Senza, I can imagine, and can't remember the third. I know.
Probably Ryan. What's his face? DeCenzo, no?
No, DeCenzo, him, and I can't remember who else. I know TJ wants to try for a spot, but
that'd be cool.
I think there was somebody ahead.
Mickey
of him.
Papa.
Yeah, Mickey would be ahead. Okay. Mickey's.
Was that the wrecking ball?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I watched that video 5 times in a row. Dude. It was fucking hilarious.
Dude, Mickey is one of the gnarliest skateboarders out there. Like,
yeah, people just hate his corniness, huh?
Well, I mean, you know what? Mickey's a friend of mine for sure. But there's like some of that shit. I'm like, oh, Mickey. But he's literally like, he goes to the barracks a lot, and anytime you're in there, like just watching him, the fool's like, he's insane. He just like, that little shit haunts him, but the dude is actually nuts. Like, so I remember being at Tampa Pro when he like had that video come out right before Tampa Pro, and everyone was watching them. That was like 2 years ago.
Oh man,
I learned about him from Nigel's videos.
He's been gnarly. I remember specifically the first time I saw him was when Chris Cole was in his fucking prime, and there was some contest in Canada, and Mickey was going toe to toe. Ended up getting second, I think, but I was like, he tray flip 50 this massive hub. I was like, that's Chris Cole's trick. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing? It was. I mean, that's got to be like 6-7 years ago, and I saw.
That's awesome, though. That's a cool story.
That's
But anywho.
Yeah.
Tampa Am, Tampa Pro Am was crazy, but that's the way it goes right now. This Olympic shit, you can't really avoid it. The thing about it is like, I wish like there was somebody who could give those kids more tips and pointers on like how to be as like skaters, you know, beyond the fact that they're good at contests. Like, all of them have the same problems. They're all having problems with board sponsors. They're all having problems with shoe sponsors. They're all having like problems, and they're all gnarly. But all those kids who you saw, I think Aurelian would maybe be the one who's kind of in the clear of having problems with that. But even then, he's not fully on his board sponsor yet. Like,
yeah, I think that's literally a matter of seconds, though. Like, Jesus Christ, that kid is groundbreaking.
It depends on like he's a kid from a whole other country. They got to see if he meshes with that team, because that group is pretty tight knit. Like,
totally.
There's not a lot of teams that are tight knit anymore, but I know Plan B is like, even if you're super good and have one big contest, you don't just get put on.
I mean, the dudes that are on there have been on there for a long time, other than Chris Cole, and even then, it's coming up for like, it seems like he's been there for a while now.
Yeah, but the other hard thing is, a jumping perspective, do you want 2 Chris Jostens on your team?
Maybe.
I mean, I guess.
Maybe.
But it's just like it's one of those things where it's a lot to consider. Like the dude really, he skates skate parks, and when he's not skating skate parks, he could skate giant gaps and Jocelyn. You know what I'm saying? He ghetto birds, he back 3 kick flips. He does, and Jocelyn can do literally almost every trick, so you can't really say that. But Jocelyn,
you're not wrong.
known for those tricks that this dude does at like skate parks, which is cool. But Jocelyn's ghetto bird Wallenberg. And
fuck yeah, he did, dude. We talk about it all the time. I love it.
So like,
run it back. Love it.
Hey, I'll say this about ghetto birds.
Yeah, I was waiting.
Worst fucking trick I've ever seen in my life. But
you're talking about Grant's ender, bro. You just roasted him.
Ender? No, I was not an ender.
But if you're gonna do it down Wallenberg. If you gotta do it,
and fucking float in the air for an eternity too while you're doing it.
Yeah, so I don't know. Like that's one thing if I was a brand, I would consider that. But at the same time, Aurelian's nuts. So do you just look past and have 2 of the same skaters?
I would imagine that they would just look.
I never really thought about them doing the same tricks, but you're dead ass accurate.
Oh, there's plenty of comments of like he's doing Chris's go-tos.
He out Jocelyn in the best trick, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he sure did.
Literally just did that. So it's like, is that something Jocelyn's down with? The kid's seems nice and is super sick, and maybe he can learn to like do his crazy rail tricks in the streets, and that's something Jocelyn doesn't do the crazy rail maneuvers like that. He has some good ones, but nothing like psycho like Aurelian has. So if Aurelian will get out of that skate park and do some of those other places, and then he might, that's something to talk about. But
yeah,
as far as the gap shit, like a back 3 kickflip, that double set, like that's like identical to the back 3 kickflip in the Edney's album video. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. Well, what is it that you think? I mean, you mentioned like all these contest dudes, and a lot of them are having a hard time getting on a board company or like signing to a shoe brand. Like, what is it that is holding them back, in your opinion?
I don't like. Here's the thing, like. And it's always a tough balance, even like with Deshaun with contest and street, because if he does good at a contest, everyone's like, "Oh, you're a contest skater." But bro, I won't even name names, but there's a lot of dudes who throw that name out who will go skate the pro open and try their ass off, and ask you for advice. And then when they don't do well, I'm a street skater. That's fine, but like, don't roast Deshaun because he's doing good, because he skates street and has street footage coming out soon too. So it's not like you're any different. It's just like, you have to chase the bag as you're a kid, because like, what is everyone going to be, TMs when they get older?
Yeah,
chase the money now. So that's what I think a lot of these kids are doing. Do I wait for some company to think I'm fucking cool, or do I just try to win this money now? And the Olympics is going to definitely be money, and if you could qualify for the Olympics for your country, that's money. So that's one route to do it. So that's where a lot of these kids are just really going for it and not really caring about the norms of skateboarding, which I don't blame them when the norms aren't keeping up with you. Like, a dude like, I mean, Daisuke's still rides for hybrid skateboards, which is like, I love the dude. He's from it's a Japanese company. The guy who runs it is awesome. He's also running like he's helping coach the Japanese Olympic team.
Mm-hmm.
But he's always been like the dude who jump starts, like Yuto. He had him on there, and then when Black came along, he like pushes these kids to do other brands. Like he just
that's cool.
That's rad.
But then like Daisuke's, he's one of Tampa Am, and like, there's no country out here or no board sponsor out here really like, oh, let's get him. Like, that's something that never used to happen. If you won a Tampa Am, you were pretty set.
I agree.
And then, and I think maybe it was you guys talking about it, but what's the point of Tampa Am now after that?
That was me.
Yeah, Mike was saying that.
It's because there's never been money in it. And the ticket was, oh, you can skate the Street League Pro Open. Well, now anyone can skate the Street League Pro Open as long as your country will send you. That's literally the rules. Like, kids, I wish you guys could see that day of the contest. And every year, or every stop now this year, they're going to have a Pro Open day. But it's literally like kids that look like they're just as good as your local skate park homie trying to get into like this contest from just some random country. It's like, it's wild. But that's what you can do now. You don't have to do anything groundbreaking, like win a giant contest or anything like that. So there's no point to Tampa Am for sure, because unless they start paying, I don't see what's the point. You don't get the love. Like,
no, you sure as hell. That's what me and Grant were talking about. Like, you just don't get the same love that you got when you won Tampa Am.
Aurelian won at Tampa Am, and look, he barely is popping off now. Like, everyone.
See, that's the thing is, like, I feel like if you went back 5 years ago, like, you would remember, like, us that watch this type of stuff, we would remember who won maybe just by them winning or by like what they did after they won. But I didn't even know, like, I forgot that Daisuke and Aurelian won. Like, I don't know, like, I'll watch part of a contest, but if it's to me, like, I'm not saying, like, obviously those dudes kill it, but when it's somebody that I've never seen them street skate, it's not like I'm gonna sit there and hate on them, but it's just like I don't have something to like recognize
It's
them
even
with.
more
It's like
than
okay, like I just see them at contests. I don't
it's
know how
more
they
than
skate.
5 years ago because like the last two, one was Daisuke, the one before that was
Didn't Jagger win?
Jagger was 5 years ago. Aurelian was the year before Deshaun, which Deshaun, that win seems like forever ago.
Damn, yeah, it does.
And
But
then,
I mean, Deshaun winning Tampa had a big impact on him.
yeah. And then Gustavo Ribeiro,
Oh yeah.
he won the year after Deshaun. But Deshaun, like, the stars aligned, like, he really had to do all that shit to get in. And even Gustavo was in the finals last year and could have gotten to Street League, like, and just missed it because of Trent fucking went off in that finals.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like it's pretty crazy when it comes to that stuff. Deshaun really lined it up, but like you said, or like you guys had said last week, I just don't see what's the point of a Tampa. What's the draw? You really have to put some money in Tampa Am, and the Ams. How many big Ams are now in the pro or street league? Like they can't go back to Tampa Am. You just lost like your finals.
That's what Grant and I were saying. It's just like, so what do these AMs that were in Tampa Pro this year now just go to Tampa AM now? Like to just
There's no way if they do that would make no sense.
I mean,
I agree.
They're technically in the same spot as Utah and Deshaun have been, and Utah and Deshaun didn't go back to that shit, so they can't either, you know?
It just seems so strange. Like, why not just do the fucking AM contest and keep the pros for the pros?
I don't, you know what? Especially because Tampa Pro wasn't associated with Street League this year. I could tell you why, but I don't want to get into all that. But it just seemed pointless. Like they didn't need to do it. There's one thing that gets people into it, and the more heads you have into it, the better it is for you. But that's kind of desperate because it's the same thing with Tampa Am. Like I don't get it. Like, but then again, when those kids are technically pros, like. But then do all of them get invited to X Games? Like, no. Do all of them? Due to her, I believe, is going to be one of those, so they're called 5-star events that will qualify you is an Olympic qualifier. And X Games didn't sign up to be that because you have to do Street League format to be an Olympic qualifier. But I believe Tour is one of those events. And it'll be interesting to see how that works because then I don't think they're going to do like a pro open or anything, but then only get invited, but that's a lot more dudes than ever. Like those extra heads who are really good, you have to invite Jake, Ivan, Aurelian. Like,
totally.
It's gonna be a crazy year for contests. It starts off at the end of May, and it's all gonna be wrapped up by September. So this year,
a bunch of contests in a few months.
It's gonna be like 8 contests in those months.
Holy shit, that's wild.
8 Olympic qualifying contests. That's not even adding. We're going to X Games China, normal X Games. That's going to be like 10 or 11 contests.
Jeez.
You know? It's going to be wild.
That's crazy. Well,
is Deshaun and Yuto signed up to do all of them?
I mean, they can pick and choose with the X Games, but it's like you might as well. X Games is really good exposure for like the outside of skateboarding crowd.
Sure.
Like ESPN and all that. So
yeah.
And then like the ones in China, so of course you want to go. Like, why wouldn't you want to go to China and get those fans? There's like fucking literally 1 billion people possibilities of liking your skateboard.
Yeah, of course.
You could add a fraction of that, you're chilling.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about, switch it a little bit, some street skating. Skater of the Year 2018, Trip. It's a movie kid. Up on Thrasher, Tyshawn Jones, Nollie heel. Bump over bar got destroyed.
Yep, the whole video is heavy, huh?
Yes, I will say I loved it. I loved the skating stand up. I mean, to me, it was like Tyshawn, Kevin.
Kevin was the winner for me.
So good. I was surprised it was definitely a little shorter than a lot of the SOTY trip videos that we've got in the past few years. But the quality, the level of skateboarding was obviously what you would expect. It was
I think
great.
KB snapped, bro.
Yeah, KB's always good. That kid.
We don't get enough of his footage, man. We just need more. We just need more of that. I think
he's around. It seems like he's in this country, so that's a
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Not disappeared to Spain or something
for
crazy.
months on end. Yeah, but you know what's sick was since he was in Spain so long, he ended up being in that Grons video, and his footage was so good in that.
That was pretty sick. But no, I mean Tyshawn is like otherworldly. Like
Yeah, he's awesome.
For a bump to bar, that doesn't even like KB front three to gnarly. That's something you'd expect over a bump to bar. Like nollie frontside heel even on something like that is not easy. And then just fucking nollie heel it like that doesn't make sense.
Dude, the thing to me about the front three, and someone said it in one of their like maybe it was Thrasher, was how fast he rolled away. I think it's in the article. They have like an article about the trip. And like I understand what you mean. Like you could like okay, someone could front three over this, but I feel like you would expect maybe tic tac or they'd roll away slower than they started. But he spun the whole thing and rolled away full speed.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not taking away from it.
Oh no, totally, yeah. But it's just crazy how good he did it.
Nollie fucking heel next to it. It's like holy shit,
dude.
Yeah. Like just pull up to that and just get your mind just blown.
That was the first night of the trip too. They got there at night and they went to that spot.
That's wild.
Tyshawn nollie healed it, Nollie free healed it.
Dude, what's up with was that Jake at the end almost dying?
The cliff jumper they almost didn't make it.
Was that Jake Donnelly?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude. That was like that clip sucks, bro.
That really was scary.
Jesus.
Get the story on that, but it looked like if that was a slide, like the rocks were sliding.
Yo, dude, I agree. I watched it as as it was happening, just watching the video, and I was like, holy fuck, dude.
Dude, that had to be a crazy feeling being in the air looking down at that.
No shit, right?
Like he had to be like, I don't know if I'm clearing it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like I don't.
He didn't like jump off. He just like fell off the fucking like.
That looks so scary.
Yeah,
thankfully he's all right. That's dude, gnarly. Can't believe that.
Wow. Yo, can we talk about like the array of dudes that they chose for the trip? It was perfect.
Yeah, so they're actually saying Louis Elliott wrote the article on the Thrasher site, and or I'm sure it was in the mag too. And there was like dudes going like for part of the trip and then gone, and then more dudes would come in. Like it wasn't the same crew the whole time.
That seems weird.
Which I mean, I guess dudes probably had other trips, and this SOTY trip was in Miami and in Puerto Rico. And so they were saying like the whole crew was actually only together for like a day or two, and it was just like pieces of the dudes skating together.
Interesting. That seems weird.
It's different, but I mean they made it work.
I'm glad Rowan was in there. That's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben K. Nickel. I mean, obviously Nickel's known for his pop shove-its, but dude, the one in here was so overturned and then spun it back.
Yeah, I like that stair set and then flat and then stair set line that they were doing was tight.
Where they both rid the wall with their bodies.
Basically.
Yeah. Kevin somehow landed that switch front.
I have no idea how he rolled away from that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because he's Kevin.
Yeah,
he is so sick.
That lightweight, he just
naturally
lightweight, massive board.
Yeah,
skates so good. Beautiful Mutants Birdhouse video.
Underrated ass John Hale.
Yes, that's what we need to talk about.
Jesus Christ, dude! How are we gonna underrate this guy, man?
I can't believe how good that part was.
He has been this long though, like really.
Oh, totally. Yeah,
I mean, I'm dumbfounded with how good Sean Hale is. That dude's the shit.
That first minute of him skating that pool was crazy.
He's been so wild for so long. It's good that he's pro. And is he fully on New Balance? I hope. Like God,
I don't know.
I don't think they've done anything with him yet.
They're psychos if they don't. Like
he is so fucking good, dude. Like honestly.
If he keeps shredding like he does and keeps getting coverage and he can force your way. You've seen people force their way into brands. He could definitely do it.
I like when people,
dude. He has to. He's too good for them to not. And he makes sense with those dudes.
Yep.
Like it's not like some weird fit.
I think that adding him to a New Balance project is a good look, man.
He just does stuff that makes no sense. His skateboarding is crazy.
Yeah, and it seems like we've definitely been getting a good amount of him lately. For being only March, right?
I was psyched on that. He did that kickflip nose manny at Garvanza Park, and then he like dropped into the pool.
Yeah.
The way he like got into that kickflip nose manny, it looked like one of those clips where like time just pauses. Like he catches the kickflip and it just like.
Good way to put it.
I don't know how I don't know. It looked crazy.
That ball is so jacked up, dude. Like the roll into that straight.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
so gnarly.
Yeah, dude. I couldn't even like think of trying.
Oh man. Hey, you guys remember on Instagram a couple weeks ago, Shad just like popped his board and jumped into that thing?
Yeah.
It was so funny. Yeah, so Sean Hale and then Reese Salkin's part came out as well. Who this was probably like the first time I've seen footage of him other than Instagram. I've seen him. I'm sorry, yeah, other than Instagram. I've seen him like skating with Kyle Walker and dudes, but this is definitely the first part of his that I saw. And he definitely got down on some rails. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Ollie overgrind on the UCI hubba was cool. It's a cool way to skate it.
Was this a birdhouse video or what was this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
That kid's gnarly. He reminds me, and I mean this in the best way possible. He reminds me of like a PAL skater who you're like, I've never heard of him, but holy shit, he's gnarly. Like when you see a PAL at it.
Yeah.
That's exactly what this kid was like. God, was he on PAL before this? Like holy shit. But super gnarly. Like I'm pretty sure I've seen someone do the ollie over grind at that hub, though. I think it was.
Oh really?
Foundation. I swear it had to be.
Yeah, I would see a foundation dude doing that. Like that would make sense.
Awesome.
Yeah, or something. Maybe ollie over to nose or something. But definitely something where the gap over thing.
Yeah, ollie over lip slide could be possible. Like if you're a regular.
Yeah, I see that. I don't know. That hub
doable.
is kind of like it's not super wide though, so it's not.
Like lip slide could be weird.
It could be like where, like what's his name? What's that French kid who's on Willie's workshop?
Vincent?
Yeah. Could be like how Vincent does it where he'll like a ledge will barely fit a board, but he'll fucking lip slide that shit.
Dude, that's so gnarly that he does. He was doing that at one of the street leagues, I think. The hubba was like
he'll do it on anything and it's scary.
He was kickflip lip sliding like that.
Yes, like a hubba like this wide, like it's just,
if you miss your aim barely and your truck like touches, then you're probably just gonna fly.
But that's how I feel that hubba is. Like I think your board could fit it barely, but so lip sliding it like a Torrey Pudwell lip slide would be fucking sketchy.
That would, dude. That's gnarly. Vincent is crazy.
Oh, that dude's fucked up. Like him, it's gonna be him and Aurelian for the French. Like teams are setting up for that shit. That's psycho. Like and beyond just teams, like think about how skating is gonna change. Like it's so international now. Like it's always had like Bastion's cool at Bastion's time. Like, Brazilians are like, dude, there's people from everywhere now. So
you're
like,
super right about that. Especially,
I know that's super cool because I feel like not that long ago, someone could have been like, "Oh, like the U.S. is gonna win, right?"
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, you have like, there's nobody knows.
And beyond that, like, dude, after the Olympics, like, there's all these scenes that are now created. Every country is gonna have like a top pro that we all recognize, like, and so hopefully that helps. That's what I'm saying, dude. People have been like, even some pros who will skate those things, but I don't know if I fuck with the Olympics. I'm like, I understand that, but dude,
I get both sides.
They're like, oh, well, it's not gonna grow skateboarding that much. I'm like, just the fact that we know all the Japanese now. Like, if it wasn't for that fact, like Yuto got selected for the Pro Open because somebody noticed him and really was like, hey, this kid needs to be in. Like it wasn't like some other shit. Like that's how he got in. I always wondered until I found somebody told me how. And if somebody up or higher up in Street League was like, "Hey, we need to have that kid in," because they knew all this shit was coming, and they hit it right on the fucking head. Because like now, like, and if it wasn't for that, and if it wasn't for the Olympics, maybe we wouldn't have half these kids even shining right now.
That's true. Yeah,
good point.
They could create whole scenes and like their whole, like. I think like there's a few countries already that they have literally their own companies that have their own pros that kids buy that shit. There's like European DC, European Element, like, and imagine that growing more and there being more money in skateboarding, and then trips can happen for teams again. For the love of God, teams can.
Seriously, man.
So it's a good thing. I fully believe it's a good thing, even if it only helps this much and isn't the next fucking 900 in Tony Hawk games. It's still fucking gonna do something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it'll do something. I'm excited. I'm just excited to see what it's like, the effect it has, and
but it's
whatever.
Sick. I think like now we're gonna get like we know Aurelian, we see what he can do. Can't wait for his fucking first part. like Yuto has parts coming out this year. We've seen parts from him on Blind, but we haven't like people really know who he is now. And now he's
I agree.
I think he's gonna blow some minds for sure.
Dude, some of the shit he's done.
No matter how good, like obviously everyone knows that he kills it, but I think just the way that people are gonna see him skate is gonna people are gonna trip out.
Yeah, and like that's what I like. I tell people now, like it's really hard. Imagine, okay, so forever, and I mean this in the nicest way. Skateboarding has been like the white kid rail skater, like stair dude. Like there hasn't been too much diversity. Now imagine trying to be like a white kid coming up right now when you got all these international dudes who are gnarly as hell. Like you got like a movement of really like some minorities in it, and it's like, oh hey, I'm like the same skater that there's always been. You have to really stand out. I feel bad for like
yeah.
Hell, there's like he has his own original style, but how many good ass white dudes are on New Balance? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
seriously.
But if you stand out, if you're some Japanese fool or some French kid or somebody from another country, you might have a little better chance.
You know who I think does that really well is Frankie Villani.
Yeah, totally. He's like, I mean, he's just good, but he's also even if he was a white
stands
kid,
out everywhere he goes. You know that's Frankie.
Exactly.
He has a unique bag of tricks. Very unique bag of tricks.
But it's not defense. That kid's fucking is unique as hell. So.
Mike, the ice was going crazy.
Oh my bad, dude.
It's okay. Just go super loud.
Just trying to wake up.
Snacking on lunch.
Oh man, numbers: Tony Mag, Antonio Durrell, and Magnus.
Woo! Fakey big flip over a table in a line, bro.
That is psycho.
Psycho. He had what was he over at like 4 inches, like easily, right?
He actually did it twice. Colin Kennedy said.
I fuck with Magnus heavy. You know this. I think he is.
I know Mike is a huge fan of Magnus. I know that.
Sick, dude. I think he makes.
I love the fakey big flip.
Yeah.
I love the fakey big flip. Don't get me wrong.
You're not a Magnus fan. That's crazy. I think he's awesome.
There's just something like personally my preference about his style that I'm just not that into.
That's cool.
But the fakey big flip was crazy.
A fakey big flip. Who's this guy, Mike?
What?
I don't know who you're talking about. Oh, it's the guy who wears the wrong shoes. I know that guy.
Dude, I'm wearing Converse right now, bro. I'm under your umbrella right now.
Good, excellent. No, Magnus is gnarly. The whole numbers squad is gnarly. Obviously,
gnarly. I agree.
I like that they went back to that editing style because like it gives their identity right now. Like their art is different. So the one thing you can refer to the brand is that style of editing.
I like it.
Yeah, I know it's cool. I really like it. Gives you a feel like you're almost like you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Or like
it's just like it really feels like a session.
I like it. The nollie heel over the stairs into the bank. Wow.
Yes. Wow. I love that he blasted that hubcap off and he just handled it. He's like, I'll put it back on. And the lady was kind of stressing, but
it went back
out.
He's fucking awesome. I love Antonio. That's like the dude, in my opinion.
No,
only thing. Go ahead.
He's not on FA. He's on numbers.
What?
You said he's fucking awesome.
I was like, what? I was like, wait, what did I say that?
Oh, he's on numbers.
What I was gonna say is I like these style of videos and I like the first ones that they did. The only thing that seemed weird to me was that we haven't had one in like a year and a half, and then this one kind of just randomly dropped.
Definitely,
like they did have some consistency before this one. But I would love to see more with other dudes.
I'd like drop for the brand, but I really like what Colin does. I mean, I'm just a huge Colin fan for forever.
Yeah.
Shout out Colin because he's one of the best
Kills
dudes
it.
ever.
Colin Kennedy.
He's awesome.
Nicest dude. Good family man. Just a great guy.
That's sick. That's right.
Good guy.
Death Wish, Florida.
Awesome.
I think we know who stood out here.
Jeez.
Oh man, Jamie Foy. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how he skates.
He's a treat. We're lucky to have him, dude. He's the shit.
Yes, it's true.
He's the shit.
And obviously, it's super cool to see a Death Wish Florida trip when you have dudes like Jamie, you have Christian Henry, you have Pedro, all in their home
Christian
state.
Henry snapped, huh?
Does he remind you guys of Zion at all?
For sure.
A little bit, yeah.
For sure.
I get that.
Yes, he has Zion in him. Yeah, it's like a not as clean, not the way he skates, but just the way they dress and kind of like their steez. Like he's like Zion, but like yeah, he's a Deathwish Zion. We'll go.
I'm
with that.
always stoked to see footage of Pedro not get knocked out.
Yeah, I don't want to ever see someone
Man, Grant and I have talked,
that.
dude. We've talked about that before, Grant. That shit kills me, dude. Like
I'm
rips
done.
my
I can't
heart
watch
out.
that anymore.
I don't like that.
And I don't like when they would have him like some of those rails. What evil homie is like, dude, you could hit that.
Yo,
hey,
I got this pin for you. They said in the photo. Like, come on.
Oh man.
Even like
what evil homie? That's true.
The Buster Bail in Atlanta that he tried and got smoked there. If you don't remember, that was him getting smoked in the video. Yeah. Like, dude, that rail's too steep, and the flat is like this long. Like you don't grind that. Like
I really like. I need to not see him get knocked out.
I don't like that shit, dude. I don't like it at all. It like kills me. I don't like
it. A boneless lip like on a normal rail, perfect. Like the shit he does now, like just no more gap to grinding off of roofs.
Dude, that's really what got him in that like welcome to Deathwish thing. You try to grind a crazy rail. Yeah,
2 different knockouts out cold.
Oh man.
There's that one clip where it like zooms in on his face and his eyes are just like completely blank. You're just like, oh my god, what am I watching?
Just think though, like either one, he's just completely lost his mind, or two,
he's psycho.
Like, you know how it is, like when you're at a spot with somebody like, dude, you can do this. Like, what?
They just fire you up.
Yeah, what kind of homie's like, dude, you can hit this? Shut
no, I'm right there with you. That dude is a fucking psycho, though. He's a stuntman, dude. He's on that level.
What Jamie's done, there used to be a term called, oh, this is a rollerblader rail. There's not that term anymore because of Jamie.
Because he'll grind anything.
Grind anything, so there's no rollerblader rails anymore. They're just all rails that Jamie can hit. This is a Jamie rails, what people say now.
Shit.
The way he locked in on that backsmith and sat on
insane.
It was so...
He didn't even look like he was trying. Imagine like the groove on his truck at this point.
Well, he probably has a bunch of them from all the different grinds he can do.
Yeah, that's what I mean, every corner of his truck.
Every corner of his trucks, yeah. It's just like a different little groove that he knows exactly how to get into.
His truck spot looks so sick.
Like there's been dudes, what's that guy, Devin Apello or something? Like, there's definitely stuntmen who can grind big, gnarly, weird shit. Like even David Gravette, but you knew the tricks
I miss David Gravette so much, bro.
You knew the tricks he was gonna do on a big rail, but now like at least like Jamie keeps you guessing. Like,
fuck yeah, I agree. Front crook El Toro will still never get old for me.
I went to El Toro for the first time, I think 2 weeks ago, and it was crazy.
I've never been.
The rail looks like you would die.
You got Nolly nose blunted, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'll tell you one thing. I feel like probably a rollerblader was there recently because we got there. We were like, none of us were skating it. We were just in the area and went to look at it, and that rail was so waxed, like so waxed that I was like, dude, I don't think like maybe somebody probably like I don't know if somebody that would skate it would even wax it this much. Like just putting your board on it, like you could feel the thing was ice.
Oh no!
Hey, Nolly knows what is psycho to get on, but it makes more sense to be on that side where you can just jump in the dirt.
Yep. I think
this gets sent to your back. Yep. If you get sent to your back on that shit, dead.
I just think front crook looked the sick. If I'm talking about the gnarliest, dude, back tail is nuts.
Yeah, back tail is nuts.
But the front crook looks so cool.
Front crook's dude, you can try. I'll try a back tail on a lot of things. Fucking front crook, hell no.
Especially, dude, I talk about it all the time, but I feel like it's the way he took the impact too always impresses me. It looked like it was nothing.
Dude. It looked like a skate park rail.
A fucking 20-stair handrail straight down just came out nothing.
I think because he did it first try, it takes away from what you think is the gnarliness of it. No, it is fuck. There's like he's lucky he did it first try. Imagine a fucking bail on that.
Yeah, I agree. Dude, Grant and I talked about that too. Imagine having to try that a bunch of times. Like, are you fucking joking?
Yeah, it's insane.
Like, no way.
Sounds horrible, but I don't know. It feels like I can get out of it a lot easier.
Yeah, but he also split his head open. I feel like that's definitely a factor, dude, that he kept trying it, huh?
Wait, who?
The dude who did back tail down it. Didn't he like cut his head, bust his head open or something?
Did he? I think so.
Oh, gnarly. I didn't know that.
But fucking everybody busts their head on goddamn El Toro. That's
right.
That's expected.
That's like just intimidating, dude. Having blood coming from your fucking head and then wanting to still jump down a 20 stair. Like, my God.
Have you been to El Toro, Andrew?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The first thought was that I could see how this set can trick you into thinking you can ollie it. That was my first thought.
You know what I think? You know what I think helps is that it's so wide.
Yes, something, because looking at it, I'm like, damn, in my prime, I might have tried an ollie in my prime. But then I was like, that's a cycle to think about, because I've seen people get smoked. I'm like, that's the trick of this set. It makes you think, hey, maybe I can do a kickflip down. Maybe I can backside flip it.
You think we're gonna see a flip trick go down that thing soon?
I don't know. I think the dude's Aurelian, maybe.
Oh man,
you have.
I mean, he's a jumper. He's a jumper.
What do you think would go down soon though? Like what trick?
Hard flip.
Hard flip. Yeah, I think that has to be one of them. That's probably the best thing because obviously kickflip's been done. I don't know if someone's gonna flip their board nollie.
Look, two tricks that have for sure been stuck down that shit that I know.
Tray flip.
Tray flip. I saw the clip. Motherfucker lands perfect and the truck breaks. Bro, lands perfect and the truck breaks. It's like, what? And then he just like goes off to the side and falls off basically because the truck broke.
Oh my God.
It was just the most bolt shit you've ever seen. I was like, oh, and then he just falls. I was like, God damn it. And then I heard somebody else saw this clip. Nye just stuck backside flips down.
I heard that too.
And like stuck every single attempt, but that's kind of why he has knee problems to this day.
Damn.
Crazy to think about, like a backside.
That's insane. Imagine going there doing the backside flip, and after all, like the whole shit that went down, the whole damn backside flip.
Yeah, imagine whoever does it, but I don't know. I think at that point, like, does anyone need that shit anymore? Like, what's that gonna do for you, really? Like, if you're an up and coming AM, like, yes, I fucking backside flipped it, dude. El Toro, or sorry, not El.
Andrew,
Where'd you go?
Andrew, you muted yourself.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're back.
Phone call. But Wallenberg has been switched backside flipped, and can any of you guys tell me who the fuck did that?
No, I don't know.
No, but you could make the point that if you backside flip it and then you follow it up, if you
Switch backside flip was it was the same day that Forrest did the switch flip, right?
Yeah, but I don't know who did it, to be honest.
It was
looked like a shithead because he fucking tried to switch flip it the same time Forrest was trying to switch flip it like it was some battle, and then
who was it?
Honestly, I don't know his name. I know it's the same day as Forrest, but I don't know who it was.
But that instantly, even if that dude's listening, maybe you're the sickest, nicest dude, but that shit made you look so lame that I never cared after that. And so, like, that's
weird.
Some tricks, but so that's why, like, a kid up and coming now, like, dude, fucking video parts go by so quick. We don't even. Do you remember Backtail guy's name? I don't really remember it right now.
I think it started with an A.
He's French.
Yeah,
he was French. He is French.
So, like, what's the point of breaking yourself off for some new El Toro trick? There's definitely different ways to get noticed.
I think I agree to an extent.
His clip is more known than his name.
For sure. But I think that a flip trick down the set right now would do more unless you did like something just out of hand on the rail. But we've been seeing people skate the rail. The set has still been like pretty avoided.
Other than Dave Baczynski damn near 20 years ago.
Yeah. And then kickflip melons.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Switch Ollie went down not too long ago.
That was so sick.
Cool. Dude,
I loved the Switch Ollie.
Like, this is back forever ago. Someone back when they did it. I can't remember that dude's name. You know
yeah, it's in like the YouTube compilation. I know what you're talking about.
But like, so like, I don't know, like that's what. But that set tricks you. Dead ass will trick you into thinking you can do some shit. Like,
Jordan, what a fucking weird trick choice to go down 20 stairs. A back 180.
I guess that's.
You know what the craziest, the weirdest thing about it is? You guys remember his name? I think the guy that did the line with the switch flip up the 2-stair, and then did like something, and he went to front board the rail and stuck.
Oh, yeah, and the guy flew backwards.
Like, he did, like, obviously, this dude's psycho if he tried to front board it, but he did, like, the worst switch flip ever up to 2. Like, it, like, bonked the stairs.
Wasn't it a switch front board he tried?
I think it was.
Yeah.
I think he tried switch front board.
If it was 10 years ago, I know that guy's name. I just don't know.
It was a little while back, but I've just seen that clip, and, like, I mean, obviously, everyone says it. It's a lot easier to say now than if you're that dude. But everyone's always just like, "Wow, you should have stopped after the switch flip." But dude, that's so crazy to try to switch from board to 20.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! But he really had the worst case scenario. Like he just stuck and flew back.
Yeah, that really is the worst case scenario. What? That's like exactly what you fear, right?
That's a front crook scenario.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible.
That's what I'm saying. But I don't know. Like if somebody hard flips it. Maybe if they're Aurelian, I care. If it's Vinny Bond, I don't care. You know, shout out to Vinny Bond, sick, like cool, but you know what I'm saying? That's the age we're in. Like a tricks, you got to do a bunch of shit now. It's fucking tough to come up. Good luck. Either look super good on your style, or good luck.
It's true.
Especially with that Vinny Bond dude, you're not even wrong.
No, like if Vinny Bond hard flipped it tomorrow, I'd be like, oh shit, and just scroll. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Weird.
Just
right.
Scroll.
And I mean that in the nicest way. I don't know.
No, I know what you mean.
Like
I hear you.
Vinny Bond hears this no more hard flip Benihanas or any Benihanas or anything like that. It's not good. Don't grab your board if you can help. If you're that gifted to do the tricks you do not grab your board down set. I don't care what it is. Off a skyscraper. Do not grab your board.
I'd be down to never see another Benihana personally.
Yeah, I'm straight.
God, dude, Benihanas and fucking tuck knee. Don't. If I ever see an exaggerated tuck knee ever fucking again, I swear to God.
I feel like that one's died down quite a bit. The bennies are still fucking.
You know what I think is a cool grab trick, but maybe I've only seen a couple and they were done well. Is tail grab 1 foot, like Ollie Norton, they'll grab their tail.
It has to be like, okay, if it's a bump to gap thing, I'm down for it.
Yeah, no, not just down a set. I'm sorry, I should have clarified that.
Oh no, I'll take that back. Lindsey Robertson doing a full cap stalefish. Remember that?
That is psycho.
I don't know. Wild. I don't even know that.
What was that in?
Mystery. It is in his mystery part for
Word.
Sure.
I'll watch that after this. What
color
theory?
But
color theory?
No, black. It was black and white. The full
black and white. Gotcha.
That's gnarly.
It was good. That was just shocking.
Why? Damn, I haven't seen that video in so long too.
But no, that's the only. But otherwise, don't grab your board. There's no reason to, unless it's like it's forgivable on a 25 stair, I guess. But just don't grab your board. It just doesn't make sense. And don't look at my footage because I definitely used to grab my board down some sets. But if it's nowadays and you're trying to make it, don't grab your board.
You're not feeling the hard flip tail grab?
No, that's fucking. Oh my god.
I don't know why. I just a hard flip looks good to me.
Didn't Vinny do hard flip indie grab? Flipped it with his fucking hand down the 12.
Did he? I know he did some hard flip thing down the 12.
I swear to God, I watched it and I was like, holy shit. One of the same scenarios. You might as well let Pedro knock himself out. It's the same thing. What filmer was like, do that? It's sick. Like, no, your filmer needs to be not just your homie who points the camera. You should have some sort of knowledge on what the fuck you're doing. Like, don't be killing yourself and making yourself look like a fool. Poor Vinny is out there destroying himself for what? Like, don't do that shit. You're literally making yourself that as a stunt is psycho. Like Vinny Bond, the stuntman, that is nuts, and you're putting your body through torture. But if you're trying to make it in skating, fuck, he should actually go apply at every skateboard stuntman they need in every movie and commercial because he's probably pretty. But
you might be able to get a job doing that.
That's
shit.
What I'm saying.
Not a bad idea.
But as what you've done with this shit, it's like, dude, holy shit, like a nollie double flip or dolly double heel is already pushing it. Like, ooh, that's up there with like shitty. Like, and then to fucking start grabbing your shit, good fucking luck. You just ruined it all.
Yeah, the grabbing the board thing is.
And I mean that the nicest way.
The nollie double heel didn't look bad in my opinion.
What did he do that down?
It's Hollywood. One of those that it's like, all right, that got to be your only goofy trick in your part because then it's appreciated. But
I'm fine with that. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like Tori did a nollie double flip in a part a long time ago.
Yeah, in Hallelujah.
Yep, and I was the only one he had, and I was like, whatever. You know what his best part still is to this day is that.
What do you think?
Big Bang.
Big Bang. I agree.
That part is.
You know the secret to it? Sorry, my fucking.
You're good.
The song was tight.
Song was super good.
The secret is they filmed his fucking feet a bunch.
There wasn't so much wonky.
Yeah, like
dude, the wrist thing looks like it hurts sometimes, dude.
Yeah, he's got to know about it, but that filmer, like a filmer, really knows how to help you. Like if you look crazy, but your tricks are gnarly, if they frame you right, bro, you look sick.
Dude, man, that part is fucking super sick. Actually,
I'm gonna go watch it. You know what's randomly tight? They have a trailer for Big Bang before it came out, like a teaser, and it has a Johnny Cash song, and it's so sick.
Oh, dude, that edit really went. Even the actual part edit was.
Yeah, good. The back tail, like up that massive Euro gap thingy majig or whatever the fuck it was.
Dude, I want to see a part like that from him again. Now that we're
yep. He also, what is he back tail? That like
super the back tail where he got, dude, where they show him get body pushing, and then he gets like that bump.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that was so sick,
dude. How did he get up there?
It's Tory. That's what he's known for.
I
Big
wonder
dumb
who
pop.
filmed that part and edited it. That's the question.
How you like me now?
Yeah,
How you
that
like
song
me
is
now?
sick.
The filming was really fucking good.
Yeah, you're right.
Especially knowing his problem is like, damn, people hate on his arms. Well, he's good as fuck. Guess what? We ain't gonna show his arms that much. And then
Yeah.
no one talked about it at all. There's like, do you see that part? Like, no one was talking about like the Transworld video didn't do him favors. Like,
No, man, no.
you know what I'm saying? They slow mode his arms, but the fucking that part was the Thrasher collab thing, and whoever edited it fucking killed it.
Let's talk about Transworld.
Oh no.
Yeah, damn, that wasn't even in the notes.
I just wrote it down right now, so don't forget. Transworld magazine. They're done printing magazines.
All right, give me 1 second to go get my charger.
Yep, go ahead.
You're good. You want to know the lamest thing?
Is that
About the whole thing.
if you're subscribed, you now get men's something? What is it
and
called?
they try to
What's it called,
fucking
Mike?
men's health or some shit. Men's
I think it's
journal.
Men's
Yeah.
Journal.
Yo, the thing that annoyed me the most is in like the press release, they like describe this men's journal as something that we give a fuck about. Something that's just gonna hold us over from our skate.
You know what's
like,
funny is like,
what?
oh, I know. Yeah,
what world
like,
are you living in?
like,
That like
the average dude.
I don't get to
to
have my skate mag anymore, but sure as hell I get to learn about Men's Health Journal. Like, get the fuck out of here.
I wonder
dude.
what's in Men's Journal.
Like, where did this idea come from?
What does the average guy flip through in a magazine? Like, what does he want to read? The non-skateboarder.
I'm 30, and I'm telling you right now, I don't know.
I have no clue.
Especially to get played on your subscription, dude. Like, you went from having a legendary skate publication to Men's Journal, fam. Imagine if you just signed up. Imagine if you just got a Transworld subscription a month ago.
Yeah, but
you got 11 more months of this Men's Journal, baby. You're stuck with it now.
Let's just switch the address. Just put
like, jeez, we just start return to sender. Return to sender on every fucking one, dude.
They're like, why do we get all these Men's Journals back?
Yeah, dude. Like, my God. Talk about a honey dick, dude. Like, are you kidding? You got honey dick. Yeah,
that's a bummer.
That sucks.
It was. I mean, definitely there was a lot of sad people. Of course, Transworld's been around. It's done tons of great things for skateboarders and skateboarding. But one thing I do want to talk about, of course, I want to hear if you guys have stories or thoughts and whatever. But I want to say that we see this every time a company changes or ends, is all the Instagram posts about how bummed everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
But Transworld, I think more than most times that we've seen in the past, if you were paying attention to Transworld, this isn't the biggest surprise.
I agree.
It's been a couple years probably since they cut down to magazines.
Hold
on. The magazines are every 2 months.
Yeah.
If you love Transworld, which I know everyone has respect, they like Transworld. If you're going to post about how bummed you are and whatever, which is okay, I understand. But I think it's important to remember that if you love something so much, then you need to support it. You need to go buy those magazines. When you saw they're only making 6 a year, you should go buy those.
No. Here's why. Everyone was saying goodbye to the old Transworld. No,
dude, that was my point right there.
That
was my point right there.
Nobody's given a photo to that thing in forever. And all those posts, if you notice, were from covers when Transworld was popping. Like,
yep.
Yeah.
Buy to that, not to this new shit.
You just made my point for me. I'm just going to drink my coffee.
Also, I thought Elisa was sick. Dude, the Men's Journal has really been helping. They just sent that. I'm all stoked. Like the one dude. Damn, this is sick.
Oh man.
Imagine if you did it. Okay, imagine like so say like you have this Transworld subscription, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't know about this happening, and I kind of just said it right before you got back. But say like you just subscribed. You have 11 months of Men's Journal coming.
If that, I feel like there's no one who just subscribed. There's no way. That's why they went out of business. But I just thought of the funniest thing. Shout out to the homie. But the only person stoked was Nick Dompier. He's like, oh shit, this is dope. He just showed up Men's Journal.
He gets Men's Journal now. Oh man.
Why is that so funny?
Oh
bro,
man.
hey, quick story about Nick Dompier. Best dude ever. I remember getting so pissed when I first moved to California. I was living with Barra for a second, and Nick was staying there too.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick would be always whatever the fuck I was eating, bro. It's so unhealthy. You know how many carbs I get? Like, and so I'd be like, Nick, shut the fuck up. I just worked like 12 hours. I want to fucking eat unhealthy shit. I wish I would have listened to him because I've gained like 20 pounds since then. But the funniest thing was he'd like text me. He was like, hey, you want me to make you potatoes? Like he would slice up potatoes and bake them, like, and put little spices on them and bake them. Dude, they're so good. And he's like, oh, dude, there's no carbs and these, like, no calories. Like, it's so good. And I really,
oh, your Nick voice is pretty good.
I lived with them, I hope. But, dude, it was a funny, like, I'd be like, hell yeah, make me some of those dishes. But good dude, just funny as hell. Like,
he's super good, dude. He's cool.
Another quick story about him. I was like meeting a lot of people at skate at the time because I was every day after work I just skate flat ground and shit. So I was pretty confident. I came home and was just talking shit. I was like, man, I fucking whoop your ass at a game of skate. Eat it. Like he was like, fuck no. He's like, let's do this shit. I'm like, I'll bet you 50 fucking bucks because I was so on my shit. And he's like, oh, let's fucking go. Like he never would skate, and then he was just so hyped to go skate it. And when I was like down for that, we go. This fool not only skunks me, but everything he did was fucking popped so high.
Yeah, he's got the pop.
Shit.
Yeah, he allied up a 7, bro.
Yeah, barrel. I remember clearly. We're doing the whole shit, it's whatever, and then his barrel heel he does, like, is the first hard trick he does. I was like, it was so fucking high. I was like, what is this shit?
That's a hard trick to pop too,
dude. So high, like a good, like, fucking 2 feet, just like pretty high up there. It was fucked. But
Diego can pop them switch.
Yep.
Oh,
I can do them, but they're kind of like
I can't tell you, but I saw that.
Not like that.
Diego trying not too long ago, but I saw him trying some fucked up shit.
You saw him recently?
Yeah, in the streets.
Did he have his shoes on?
Oh yeah.
How'd they look?
Dude, I knew, like, here's the thing. It looks just like the picture. Like, it doesn't look too different in person, but they are. I was like, damn, that's kind of different because it reminds me of a shoe from back in the day. Like, that material was used on fallen shoes a lot. Remember? Like the fallen.
What is it, like Nubuck or something?
Yeah, it's that weird, like, it's the one that makes the most sense is that it's that Jamie Thomas shoe, but in white with the strap. And Billy Marks was skated.
I remember that shoe with the strap, but I don't remember
the same material. I skated those, and I'm like, dude, that material actually was fucking like lasted. I remember that, but it's just like a material I haven't skated since everything switched to suede. Like you wouldn't expect it, but it's still good. I'm like, I'm sure it'll last kids and like they'll be stoked.
They look cool on feet though.
Yeah, no, it looked fine. Like the colorway is definitely like, love it or hate it, but like I can see a black and white doing fine and like think normal shoes.
Yeah,
it drops this week, and it said they're $75.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's a really good price point.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. I wasn't expecting that. I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting the $100 price tag.
Yeah, does Adidas do that? I don't know shit about Adidas.
What's up?
Does Adidas do like $100 shoes? I don't.
Really a lot of the
3STs.
So yeah, the 3STs are $100 plus, and the Dorados were 120.
Is the 3ST the fucking foam one?
The tech ones.
Those are the tech ones. The foam ones is the Dorado.
I didn't know they do the shoes that expensive. That's crazy.
Yeah. Usually they're around $80 though. Typically, an Adidas shoe.
Whoa, this is interesting. The other day, I mean, hopefully I'm right on my $75. That's what I read on this. I just Googled the name of it's called the Diego Najera Sabala. And that's where I saw the other day, like a couple different like sneaker blogs had posted about it, which was random. It wasn't even skate stuff really. And Kicks on Fire, which like I've heard of before, it's just some sneaker thing. They took down their post about it.
Huh.
Like if you Google his name, their link still pops up, but it's like this post has been deleted.
Huh.
Just weird.
Yeah, that seems strange.
They were like, why'd you post something about skateboarding to that employee?
Right.
On Tactics, they have the shoe up. It just says coming soon, but it has like you could see the whole shoe. It says $70 on Tactics.
Interesting. Tactics free shipping too to continental US, right?
It does, yeah. It does say right there, free shipping.
I back Tactics.
Yeah, Mike, what do we get an invoice for that one? Come on.
Yeah, we need to get in. Yeah, dude, seriously, right?
Y'all need some sponsors, god damn.
Dude, we need sponsors, man.
You guys been around. 9 Club don't have sponsors, but you guys been around way longer than 9
Yeah, but 9 Club works their ass off, dude.
Yeah.
We could work our asses off.
You're right.
More often if you guys.
Yeah, you're joining us more often.
You're the third guy, but at your leisure.
This needs to be discussed. This might be the last thing on here. I dabble.
Oh, I can't wait. This looks cool, dude. I'm excited.
Why you sounded fake saying that?
No, I'm excited. I feel like it's like okay. So what I don't know. I like
I
that
can
it's
explain to you what it is if you
I
want.
like that it's mysterious and it's inception.
Explain to me
because
I don't fucking know. I know.
All right.
I agree.
Right. I dabble. My information is coming from Jenkum, who interviewed Jordan Maxim, who is the dude owning it, running it. Him and Sierra Fellers. It's a video magazine. He said they're going to put out 4 issues this year. I quoted this in my notes. He says, nobody, they ask him about, like, how do you think people are going to buy it? We've seen ETN fail. 9 Club Experience used to cost money. Now it doesn't. Like, do you think people are going to want to pay for your videos? And he said, he talks about how cheap it's going to be. He says, nobody has ever paid this little for a video, which makes me think it can't be over $1 unless he's lying, because people have paid $1 for videos. There will be 4 issues this year. He says that people can send him, or whatever, the iDabble email, whatever it is, can send in commercials, and they will just put your commercials in their thing. It's free to have commercials in there. So my question or concern would be, do they think that there are going to be so many people buying it because it's so cheap that they can fund it? Like, I don't understand if it's just all the ads are free and they're going to sell it for that cheap. It seems a little tough to keep it around.
Employee, anyways, first thing. So there's
What was that, Andrew? It cut out for a sec.
Sorry, so there's probably not any real employees. So like, there's a filmer who probably films them for free, anyways. Now
I know Jordan's been filming dudes a lot.
Yeah, so maybe he just already likes doing. There's so many dudes like that's possible, but like it depends on what they're trying to do with it. It's like Jordan already doesn't. If we're talking factually, like Jordan isn't as big as a pro as some of the other pros. So like that already, you have much smaller viewership like already, because I didn't know anything about it because I don't follow Jordan or Cookie is involved with it.
Yeah,
I don't think he's like doing it, but he's just Jordan's homie.
Sierra
So
Fellers.
Sierra.
Anyways, like yeah, that's 2 dudes like who aren't really like popping right now. So it's like that's kind of hard already starting out. So it just depends on what they want to do with it. Like even if it was like Shane or P-Rod starting it and they wanted a staff and everything, fuck, good luck.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan, he says kind of how like he wishes he could have a staff, but that's not like what they're trying to do. I mean, the way he makes it sound, it's like he wants to do this and it's going to be a fun thing. And in that sense, it's like, okay, well, then he can probably just keep it around. But at the same time, if things start to grow, it could get to a point where it's hard to run it just as a fun thing without employing people and having money. But I mean, we'll see how it goes. I'm excited. I mean, I would like to see it. I'm just someone that's interested whenever anything like that comes out. Like, I just want to see what it's like.
Yeah, I want to see what their
and see how people react to it.
And how is it different than like a free YouTube edit we get every fucking 2 minutes?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to create a real demand, I would imagine they have to be filming some big names, and there has to be footage in there that, of course, we shouldn't be able to get anywhere for free. And it needs to be like, there needs to be clips there that people are talking about that makes you want to go buy it.
I mean, Sarah Fellers is fucking low-key gnarly as hell. So
he's so tech.
I feel like Sarah Fellers markets himself more than any of his sponsors market him.
Who are his sponsors?
Exactly. Bones.
Oh well, Bones.
Mystery.
Dude, you can't be okay. Mystery, is it even a thing now? I don't even know what happened.
He's got a board.
Well, I mean, there's a still. So did fucking the guy who's the other dude on iDabble, but he went to fucking blind after that, right? Wasn't that who he was with before?
Yeah, Mac. Yeah, he used to be on
Maxim.
Mystery.
But then, like, I don't know, Bones is too big that they can't promote all their dudes. Like imagine being in the rotation of Bone Swiss writers to get an ad.
Jesus Christ.
130th dude, like it's not gonna work. So that's the problem when you have a sponsor like that. Like it's kind of more beneficial to have a smaller sponsor that you can actually get some love from. I mean, Bones does love on their writers. They just have so many. It's like you can't. And there's one magazine now. So good luck getting an ad with Bones with the one magazine there.
That's true.
But yeah, it's just fucking hard. But I don't know. Like you said, there had to be something crazy different for me to purchase something. Because like you said, ETN failed. Although ETN, could have worked minus a fucking building, minus fucking spending the money on the shit they spent on and things. There's like cool aspects of it for sure, but
Totally.
the formula, no one's figured it out yet. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm sure it'll take some time.
That seems crazy that ETN didn't work.
No, it didn't. The fucking idea is there, but when you're paying,
The idea was great.
when you're paying probably like, I guess anywhere between like 10 to 20 grand, probably closer to 20 for your fucking rent a month for an office space and a park, like you're fucked. Like that's out the gates. Then you got to get insurance for the place. You're fucked. You got to pay all the employees you have. You're fucked. You pay the dudes to land a fucking trick. Way too much money. You're fucked. Like, oh, and Eric Bragg gets to travel to show you a skate spot that no one really cares to watch. Like Eric Bragg, how you travel the world. Like you're fucked. Like you just spent all this money so that dude could travel. Sick. Good for him. Good for using that money while he could. But that shit, wasn't gonna work. Like if I told either of you guys, hey, do that, and money will come back with $7 a month to fucking maybe 12,000 kids of that. Like the math just isn't there. Like
yeah, it definitely has to do with the funding. I think, of course, like Mike was saying, they had some great ideas for sure.
But you just like you spend too much out the gates. Like of course you lose money when you invest into something out the gates. You're not making it right.
Yeah, totally.
But fuck. The math, just from what you can see on the outside, the math isn't there. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't work. And that's what so many companies you see fail right away. You're just
I wonder if ETN, if their website's forever going to be there. Like I want to go figure out how to rip their videos before those things are gone forever.
Oh, it's got to stay for a while. I can imagine.
But what if they have to keep paying for that browser and they're not going to be doing anything?
Hey, you know what's crazy? Go on the Barracks site and try to look at
watch old stuff. Yeah, it's all gone.
Yeah.
Someone has to take it.
You cannot watch Utah's Recruited anywhere.
Whoa, that seems weird. That's not even that old.
That's like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Can't watch it anywhere.
Why is that?
The problem with the internet. If something's gone, it could possibly just be gone.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like, I remember trying to look up I tell people about this all the time. Nobody remembers. Before Street League, they did like a practice place in a hangar.
I totally remember that.
Holy shit. I remember that fucking 15s there.
Yes, they had a huge rail.
It's huge. And I remember
that video's gone?
Well, yeah, you can't find it anywhere. And then Chris Cole, specifically, I remember him, like, the set was so big, he kickflips off the side because there was, like, no side. You know what I'm saying? And he just kickflips off in like a giant drop. I was like, what the fuck? The set's so big, the fool's kickflipping off the side. Not even... But,
did Street League delete a bunch of stuff? That had to be on their YouTube.
I think it was a Barracks video because I remember talking to somebody about it and they told me, oh, it's a Barracks video. Go see it on the Barracks. And then I went and it's like, you can find the video, but it won't let you. There's nothing.
Is that Johnny Layton part still on there?
I doubt it, dude. So much shit's gone. If it lived on the Barracks, it's not there. Dude. I hear it's not gone, but they're having trouble getting it from the people who used to host it.
That's interesting.
But, what was I gonna say? No, yeah, a lot of that's gone. Like Deshaun's Recruited, you can only watch on YouTube because they did like a top 100 Barracks videos when they did like an anniversary of 10 years.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, that would be gone. I'd be pissed because that's like, and I'm already pissed about the Utah one. He was like, doesn't matter. I'm like, but that's some content you worked for, and now it's not there for people to reference. Like you need those things so you can show like I did this, and this, and the site just can't even. I don't know. I haven't. Yeah. I remember hitting up the IT dude about it, and he said they were working on it, and that was months ago. So I don't know. Maybe we should hit him up again. But
see what's up with that.
Yeah, just crazy. Like, definitely need those things to exist. Like, I don't know. I mean, if there's more trouble than just like, then it's worth. Then don't. But I don't know. That's a weird one to me. Like
Andrew
lose content.
Yeah, I just went on Street League's YouTube and scrolled backwards for the past 2 minutes you've been talking. And I don't see like the full edit from that park, but they have clips of like a bunch of the dudes skating it.
Shut up.
So this huge set is on here.
Really?
Check this out. You have Paul Rodriguez. It's like P-Rod, Sheckler. They're all like 20-second videos. There used to be like a 5-minute thing. I saw.
Yeah, that's the video.
I saw it when it first started, and they skate. It had like some DJ Khaled song or something. I remember it. There's some crazy. Where did it go? There's a Terry Kennedy one.
Is there the one where they announced Nija?
They have Street League is coming. Writing Paper was like a series where they have the dudes like signing their contracts.
Like I won't skate from Maloof Money.
Nick Dompierre, Malto, P-Rod, David, Costin.
Crazy.
I'm scrolling back now too.
This is interesting. And then they got the first Street League, Arizona.
But yeah, like it's funny you mentioned the ETN thing. Like that happened with the Barracks. I want to see those videos.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, stuff can just disappear on the internet. I'm gonna try to go on ETN. I want to figure out how to. If there's a way to take those videos before that stuff's gone. There's good stuff on there that people might want to see at some point.
I feel like if I was ETN, anything worthwhile, I'd host on their YouTube or
that's what they should do
or something. But they started putting a lot of the full street leagues on YouTube. Like
they did.
When ETN was around, still they hosted on.
I think probably the coolest thing I ever saw on ETN was they did that when Diego kickflipped the table.
That was
it's
awesome.
like a 10 or 15-minute piece. Then it's like it's just a whole session. It's like them going out to go get it, and it's super sick.
I can't find this video you're talking about with this massive rail.
Dude, it's fucking just the biggest 15s there ever.
It's pretty big.
It's on the Street League YouTube channel.
Yeah, if you go all the way to the bottom, you'll see some clips of some dudes skating, and you can. I don't know if there's them actually skating it, but you see a pretty big rail in the back.
It's got to be the first thing. It is the first.
Oh, here we go. Big section teaser from Street League Pro Terry Kennedy. It's a pretty steep rail. We salad grinded it.
Fuck, dude, he was gnarly. But no, what were we gonna get to as well? So Transworld's dead.
Transworld's done.
Oh, board collabs. Don't do that shit.
Yes, we do need to talk about this.
That's out there.
So the most recent one that's been teased is Almost and Dr. Seuss. Primitive just did another collab. I don't think they're doing boards with this one. It might just be like Primitive Apparel, but it's like a hot sauce company again called Kikoman, and they've done boards with that.
Soy sauce, dude. It's fire.
Sauce, yeah.
I saw the board, and the graphics actually pretty sick.
Dude, I think that the hoodie graphic is kind of sick too.
I'm just done with. I'm done seeing these collabs.
Dude, Primitive does it more than anyone.
You know what? I was about to get mad about the Dr. Seuss one, but Almost has been doing collabs for a while. They did
for sure
one, and they're a little more forgivable, but dude, it's just like the money grab shit is just the worst.
Yeah, I mean Santa Cruz does it for days.
Yeah, they've always done it too, though.
I mean, I get that they've always done it, but I don't care for it.
No, I don't care for it.
It doesn't matter. It's my opinion. My opinion means something, but I'm just saying that I'm done seeing that. I don't want to see that.
There's from what I hear with Santa Cruz, there's a person whose job it is to go find they've always been doing
stuff.
Whether PBR, Star Wars, whatever.
Yeah.
The collab thing was the thing they did it.
Yeah, and I'm sure that nobody that's doing that stuff cares what
Diamond is about to collab with.
I'm sure they sell so well. Like the Primitive stuff, when Primitive and Rick and Morty dropped, was when I was living in San Diego and I was working at Slappy's at the shop. And people would come in and say, "Do you have the Rick and Morty stuff?" And I'd say, "We had the board, the clock, the socks, the coffee mug," and they would buy everything. Like somebody really came in, saw the board. They're like, "Do you have anything else, Rick and Morty?" Like, "I'll buy anything," and they bought the whole collection.
Yeah,
people love it. I'm sure Primitive. I'm sure it's well worth it. But it's just like it gets old seeing that.
Yes, it fully. And you know what? Like, remember Legendary Graphics? Like, damn, this graphic is reprinted a bunch because and companies really like to reissue this, bro. We don't have that now. If you're gonna do fucking goddamn, let's reissue the Dragon Ball boards. Like, no. Like, is anyone really gonna care about that collab in 20 years? So that's something that's just missing. Like, a good graphic that'll stand the test of time is hard to find nowadays. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But I think that more so it's more like a style of a board that a brand uses, right? Like a style of art.
Yeah, I don't. It's just I can't see the collabs anymore. Just too much, bro. It's just
there's a lot. There's a lot of them.
Especially the Primitive ones. It's feels like. Here's the thing. I don't give a fuck. Go grab that money. Why do I have to watch all your riders skate that board forever? Like, don't you guys print anything else?
I know it is weird. Like when you see clips of Primitive dudes the past few months, it's like constantly Rick and Morty boards.
I don't want to see that shit or Dragon Ball. Like if I want to see a gnarly trick, dude, I don't want to see my favorite cartoon characters at the same time. They're two different things. Let's keep them separate. And
what about Kikoman? That's not a cartoon.
Who? Which one?
Kikoman.
Oh no, that one actually looks sick. I like.
I think it looks sick. I'm not even gonna lie, dude.
The way
You
it
guys
looks,
are hating, but I actually like that one.
but it's because their Kikoman's graphics are cool. Like,
Yep.
for, they made it cool. Like, they worked hard. Somebody researched, and they made that fucking logo.
I would wear it. I'll tell you right now, and that's saying a lot, dude.
But I don't know. Like,
I actually use Kikoman, so that's kind of sick.
like the Dragon Ball boards and the Rick and Morty boards, the recent Dragon Ball ones and the Rick and Morty ones look the same. Like
I had nothing. Yeah, I had no interest in that. Nothing.
I don't. I mean, I might. Of course, it's like you could easily say, like, of course, I'm hating on it, but like, yeah, I don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z, and I don't know anything about Rick and Morty. So I don't care.
Yeah,
but if you're a fan of it, I get like you'd want it, but it's just the fact of, I feel like just how hard it can get pushed out sometimes that I'm like, okay, like I'm just done seeing that.
It's just too much. Like when I worked in the shop and Santa Cruz would have they'd have the hand and it'd be a Spider-Man hand. They'd have like everything. Santa Cruz was that collab brand, and I could stand one.
Totally.
The whole wall at a skate shop is fucking everyone collabing with something shit. Like, god damn it, stop doing it, please.
Yeah, it just gets old.
I think Santa Cruz was the collab brand for quite a while, especially with that Marvel stuff, because they did
always have
runs with them.
Like, that's why I could expect of them.
I have one. I have the Captain America hand.
That's a good one. That's an old one. But but now, like, with them, like, Santa Cruz kind of like doesn't have their identity. Like, oh, we got this sick team, but we also do these collabs, but we also do like damn, what do you guys like? They need a little more identity. Like, their identity is their Santa Cruz. They're the collab brand, and they're the brand that dads wear the shirts in Santa Cruz. You know,
I thought that Mars Attacks thing was fucking sick.
Yeah, they're like the collab brand, and that's pretty much their identity. Like, their team is also cool, but their identity is been the collab brand. They like I said, they have somebody whose job it is to find collabs.
Yeah.
Like, so that's one thing. And then Almost like is always kind of been like little kid cartoonish, but then like for Printed to be this sick, like, dude, all these dudes are kind of like super, like, they're like hip hop. It's like a hip hop skate brand. Like, the whole team is like that kind of vibe, and then like. Well, now we got like Rick and Morty boards. What the fuck? That's so out of left field that I don't like. It just feels weird.
Yeah.
That's my whole thing on it. And they shouldn't just, any company shouldn't just be grabbing for it. Dude, remember when fucking FA came out and they did the wood grain backgrounds and everyone started doing it? Now, like, everyone's on like, let's get a fucking collab. Like, the fucking Habitat did one last year or something. Like, ugh.
Oh, Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, like, dude, I don't care. Habitat of all brands is Sacred Habitat. That was my favorite growing up. Like, such a good brand, Mosaic, all those videos. And these fools are printing cartoons on a fucking skateboard now. Like, what? Like, no offense, but Jesus Christ, what are we doing?
I think it's cool. What do you guys remember, like, the last skate brand with another skate brand collab that you saw recently?
Oh, like a brand collabing with a skateboarding.
I remember like Girl and Anti-Hero did it, right?
Yeah.
Dude, that was maybe one of the sickest fucking collabs.
Crooked and Lakai before Sivo left Lakai.
Yeah.
Adidas and Cliche.
Adidas and Crooked too. Cliche and Crooked. Nike 917. Yeah, I mean, it happens. But when I think of collabs now, I just think all these crazy board ones that I'm like not into.
Yeah, I'm only talking about cartoons and shit. If it's cool
brands, totally, yeah.
But it's the cartoons really that just look like, hey, I don't really want
to do it. I was gonna say, I kind of like when they do it with like an artist collab or
yeah, I think that's sick. Totally.
Yeah,
like a guest artist, or they do a series and whatever. I think that stuff's super cool. But
we're definitely not talking about the cool collabs. We're talking about cartoon shit. We're talking about money grab collabs. That's what we're talking about. Exactly.
It also seemed like it also seemed weird to me that Primitive, not weird because obviously it was the marketing money grab factor, but the fact that they did a second run of Dragon Ball boards too. Like, it wasn't one thing; they did it twice.
Yeah, they did the money grab, I guess.
Yeah, totally. Well, that's all that we got on this list here. Anything else, Mike?
Window.
Nope.
Special good?
Where is he? He's in his room. He's sleeping.
All right.
We have a date with the handrail that Yuto's late for right now. So
date with the handrail.
Oh, okay, dude.
Good luck with that.
Skate Fillet ETN, dude. Fill us in later.
Damn. No, we need to figure out doing some more shit, yo.
I agree.
Do it.
Like,
I'm in the cold. You motherfuckers are warm and sunny, dude. I'm stuck out here freezing.
No, I'm talking about for skate fillet.
I know, that's what I'm saying, dude.
You don't need the fucking. This show takes place inside. You don't have to worry about cold or hot or whatever.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, you're right. I have some ideas.
But I definitely was like stoked. Like, I like coming on and getting like the debates really flowing and shit. It don't need to just be like some fucking news shit. Like, let's get.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Let's think of some topics to debate. I'll come on and like maybe not next week, but a week after or something, and then try to get on more often, or at least have someone to talk to or something crazy to talk about. That'd be fun.
Yeah, let's do it.
I hope so.
But keep it as nice. I don't want anyone hating back on me, but as I'm hating on every fucking thing. It feels like, I don't know. Like definitely, like I was saying with the kids, like there's definitely some advice out there. Like one thing I suggest is for all those kids to fucking glue to someone they could really look towards who's killing it in the industry. Like I think a lot of those kids, like Ivan and them, don't have like a real mentor. I think Ivan's kind of been hanging out with Felipe a little more, and that's a great mentor to have. But like, just dudes need to know like someone to tell them like, hey, this is right to do. Hey, don't fucking do this. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying there needs to be more of that. I feel like our generation grew up with people constantly jamming down our throats. Don't fucking do this. Don't do that.
Yeah.
You're fucking gay for this. You're dead.
No, you're right. I agree. I think it's changed a lot since then.
Yeah.
Did either of you guys happen to see the Mark Suchu had an interview with Thunder for his part that came out?
No crook shoves.
That was amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
I love when he tells us tricks not to do.
I want to read it real quick if it's right here. Okay, so Mark Suchu goes, I feel that responsibility not as a pro skater, but just as an older skater, one who's in the industry. If I see a young friend of mine doing crook shoves, I'm going to find a gentle way to let him know he shouldn't do them in public. It's a form of policing, but as a skater, you have to know how to work around the cops.
It's seriously though, you have to like.
It's funny. It's cool. Yeah.
Nobody wants to be mean to anybody, but like, there's some kids like with just a little advice could fucking totally change their fucking whole shit.
It would benefit them.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. We need more of that. But anywho, I better get Utah moving, and we got a long ass drive to that, Andrew. So.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week with 192. Andrew, thank you for coming on. Good luck on this Utah session
coming up.
Yeah,
honey.
Who's gonna be on that? I gotta get a spot on that.
Yeah, you'll be on there, but we'll get someone else too.
We gotta get. Drew's gotta actually come meet up with you or something.
Yeah,
that would be great. That's Drew, what 100 was. Drew was in my room with me.
Yeah, and that was with Chris Roberts, right?
Chris Roberts, yeah.
Damn, yeah, gotta do something to start cooking that up. But all right, guys, take it easy.
All right, Andrew.
Utah, bro.
He's sleeping. He's waking.
No, I mean for 200.
Oh my god, dude, he'll come on for a second. He'll just flip off the camera.
I actually, dude, I got tons of questions for Utah, dude.
We'll get them lined up. We'll see if we can answer them.
Yeah, I'm working on a new blog right now too, dude. I'm gonna reach out to you about that.
Yeah, hit me up.
All right.
Later, guys.
Love you, dude.
Later. Love you guys. Bye.
Peace. All right, everyone. We'll be back next week, right, Mike?
Dude rules. Andrew
rules. I'm hyped to be back on here soon.
Yeah, that guy rules.
All right, we'll be back next week with 192. Hit us up if there's anything we should watch, any topics we should debate, some tricks we should talk about, sponsors, anything.
Cool stuff.
Some cool stuff. All right.